Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back, and today we're back in my to-do box making some more ephemera for the Owl and Fairy journal that I'm going to be starting working on in earnest next week. So I thought I'd make a few things to go excuse me, I'll have a quick slurp of water before I even start. So I wanted to make some things to go in the pockets, some tags, journal cards. I've also got the base of a belly band here because I quite like to make one. I didn't do one for my last journal, for the 1950s journal, and I thought I do like a belly band, so I want to make one. I had so many side tucks, I really didn't need one in that journal. So I thought I'd work partly or mostly from this box. This is my other to-do box. You see my really big one where I've got some book page bases and I've got some bits of masterboard and a few other bits and pieces that I've cut up or not used or whatever. But this is more what I'd call more of packaging stuff. I mean, there's a few other bits in here. There's a bit of an envelope in here. It's not completely separate from the other one, but I've got quite a few bits of Tim Holtz packaging. I had a couple of these packets of parcel tags that I picked up at the works a while ago. So I thought, well, I'd pull those out and maybe do a couple of those. They're quite small. I've also got these little teeny tiny tags. I don't know if I've ever used them for anything, but I might do. Just a variety of things. And it's where I usually pop things like this, like a bit of packaging, if I have any. And, I've got some bits of coffee-dyed scrapbook paper, which I could use as bases. So, yeah, I've got a few bits and pieces in here that are slightly different to what's in my other box. So that's what I'm kind of going to work from today. I've got a few bits here from the other box as well. I'll just pop that back on my shelf because it was in my way. But I thought I'd pull out a couple of these tags. So I really haven't... Oh, sorry about the overhead. I think we've got a helicopter going overhead. Sorry about that. And it's all happening out there. It's, as it often seems to happen, I'm filming just as the school comes to a close for the day. So you can hear all the kids out in the road. There's cars going backwards and forwards, and now I've got a helicopter overhead as well. So it's all sent to make life difficult when you're making a video, but I should have probably started a bit earlier, but I really didn't know what I wanted to do today, and I can't find the opening. I'm just going to have to rip it. Excuse the noise. Ugh. Yeah, I've been umming what to do for this video, and I thought, well, the simplest thing is to go to what I usually do on a Friday, which is go for my to-do box. I thought I wasn't sure whether to do something else. Been thinking of other things I might like to do, some sort of mixed media stuff, but I thought, no, I'm just going to make more ephemera for my fairy box, for my fairy journal, should I say, Owls and Fairies. So I've got a couple of these tags. Don't really know what I want to do, and these would be ideal for doing mixed media on as well, wouldn't they? Or for putting napkins on, maybe. Don't think I've got anything suitable on the napkin front for this journal. So I've got those. They'd be quite good to stamp on, I think. Yeah, I might do something like that, so I'll think about that. I do have these couple. There's another one here. These couple of tags that I just cut out of some scrapbook paper. And I've been thinking about the colours of this journal, and they're very sort of rich colours. There's all the colours. We've got greens and some blues. There's red and different shades of red and goldy colours. Lots of really rich, lovely colours. So I can kind of go whichever... I'm sorry about the noise. If you can hear it, I've only got my little top windows open, so it might not come over too much, but it's pretty noisy out there. So yeah, I thought I might do a couple of these because... I've definitely got kind of warm, reddy colours in the kits. So just trying to find one to demonstrate now, which I probably can't. But so I've got the two kits, the Crafty Cat kit and the Media Mirage kit. I'm just trying to find something. Well, there is a. So this rate has got this kind of darker red, but I think that would go quite well with that. So I think we'll go with that colour. So they were sitting in one of my boxes, and I just need to back them, because obviously the back is not suitable for writing. You probably could, but I'll back them anyway, because they're not, although it's scrapbook paper, it's not very thick. I've got some small Tim Holtz piece of packaging. I've got this, which is like a little, oh, actually I know what this is. This is a wraparound, quite a small wraparound pocket. And a couple of things from a pack that I was sent. I think this is like a library card, and a layaway thing which has got a perforated line there. I had pulled out another one, but maybe I didn't in the end. Anyway, there's not that many here, but you know what I'm like. I never get that much done. Once I get started, it takes me a while to achieve much, really. So I think I'm going to cut this down to size first. So I think, because this is far too tall, I need it to be, I think the pages are generally about 8 inches, so I might just go a tad under. I'll go 7 3/4. Let's grab my, I've pulled out a selection of fabrics as well, because I feel I like to get maybe some nice fabrics on here. I've got some Florentine papers that have got lovely rich colours on them. All sorts of bits, half of which I probably won't even use. So I'm going to make sure I trim this off, make sure it's all level. I don't really like it too wide, otherwise you don't see anything either side of it, do you? So I'm going to trim it down to there. That's a nice bellyband size. Let's get this out of the way. Alright, so let's put some, just trying to decide what to put on here. I've got a bunch of scraps mostly from the Faye kit. I need to put this, I'm going to make at least one journal card at some point with these stamped owls, but I don't think that's today's job. Okay. So I've got some, going to be, so I'm using that as to kind of guide me on the colour blue that I might use, because that's come out of the Crafty Cat kit. Struggling with my words. So that's fine. Let's do some Florentine papers. Just trying to, it's such a big piece. Oh, I really probably should glue this together. Just trying to decide what to use as my background, and I will be sewing around this, I think. So I've got some straw paper as well. It's alright, once I get started I'll be alright. I'm just need to get into the groove. Whoops. Doesn't really matter which way around it is, I don't think. I just prefer to work on this side for some reason. I'll do a bit of a collage-y thing, I think. See if I can find some nice pieces to cover it with. I've also got some of these pieces cut off the edges of the Medieval Mirage kit. I don't really want blue, but these are nice with these bits of script. I'll just tear that bit off because I don't want half a bird. Because I'm trying to bring these two kits together, which isn't always easy when there's such different styles. It's just I've got an awful lot of blue and that doesn't really go with this. Another blue bit. But see if I've got any other pieces that I can use that would go better. So these are some of the pages that I'm not using for this journal, because these have got because this is owls and raptors, and I'm only sticking with the owl papers, so I'm not using the raptors. However, I do plan to do possibly a small raptor journal at some point. No, I don't think that works either. Maybe a piece of this. I might just take this piece off. Quite a contrast. I'm not sure they work together very well. Okay, I'm just trying to marry these up a little bit, but it's not working too well. They go okay if they're not right next to each other. What about a piece of this? This is from the same kit. That might work better, mightn't it? Let's take a piece of this off. It's more of a tone thing, isn't it? So I think I might put that there. Then I'm just going to I'll put that down there, and then tuck that there. That's getting there. Maybe there's just this little piece down the bottom. Okay, then I'm going to add some fabrics as well, I think. Actually, I'm not sure about this piece. I like this one, and I might put some book page down the other side. I know it's on book page, but I want something a little bit more interesting down the side. Maybe that. No. Okay, yeah, I think that will work. Doing walnut stain with this one, aren't I? can see the white on the edge of this. I might not have torn it quite as narrow if I'd have realised I was going to make this the main piece, but it's fine. Got plenty to use for another time. I might even use a bit of it down the edge. Okay, and we'll just go a bit across the top. Right, I'll put this one on first, I think. These pieces, let's just move these pieces to one side. I've got a piece of Edith Holden there that'd be nice to use. That piece I'll use another time. Okay. Right, let's get started. Once you got the first piece down, you start to feel like you're getting there, getting into it, getting started. It's always just doing that first bit, and then hopefully we'll get going from then on. Shall I just wind it around at the top? Why not? Just makes it stronger, doesn't it? Okay, so I've got this piece, which might be quite fun to have there. I kind of like that. Just take this bit off because it's a bit too white on this edge. Let's try and get rid of the white here. Let's see. How would that look? I kind of like that. Yep, I'm just going to do that, I think. Put that on there with the old book page peeping through. Okay, now got some bits of fabric that I've pulled out. I've actually got a bit of teal which would go quite nicely with that, wouldn't it? I might put a bit of that on. Got this from the last journal, which would go quite well. That would go really well with it, wouldn't it? This fabric would actually go really well with this journal. Let's have something with a bit of contrast. Ooh, what about a piece of this? I might just put a few bits here and there, just as just to decorate it a bit. I do like this on here. Let's get on my chair properly before I slip right off. Okay, I might just pop that there. too much. Put that down there. So that going along there. This might be just a little bit too long. Yeah, I quite like just a few bits. I think I need some on that, on the book page, not just on the. Something like that. I will just put them on with this. I will sew around this, I think. Add them on properly. That piece there. This piece on here. And that piece just poking out at the side. And then I think we need to decide, do we want some other little embellishments on here from one of the kits? I have got some owls. I think I need something bigger. Something bigger. How if she would look. I might just cut around her. Because I think the fact that she's quite subtle, she might almost be a bit hidden. I kind of like that. But I'm going to just cut around her a bit. Yeah, I do like her there, although I don't really like this hard edge here, so I might just try and soften that a little bit. I think I might do that, but I think I'm feeling the urge. I've been thinking about doing a bit more, trying to do a bit more mixed media and things on my makes at times. And I'm just thinking wings need to have a slight iridescence about them. So I think I'm going to try and heat emboss these wings with some clear and see how that goes. I'm just going to go and get my embossing equipment and I'll be right back. Right, let's have a go at embossing these wings, shall we? So I've got my little embossing pen. So I think I'll use this tip. Just see how this comes out. I just want them to shine, so I'm hoping it's going to work. So I'm just going to Doesn't have to be and no detail required, luckily. I just need coverage. Just the big wings, I think. Got this bit. Just not sure. I'm guessing these are bits of a wing as well here, this bit. Right. Oh, I'm going to need some paper, aren't I? Right, so let's do this. It seems to be coming out in lumps. Shows you how old it is. Had it quite a long time. Hopefully it'll still work. It's covered nicely. Get rid of these last bits. Just putting this on to protect my mat really from the heat. The heat tool. Right, I think as I discovered when I've tried to use some of this before, it's not got any shine. I think this is too old. You wouldn't think it would go off, but it must have done. So I'm going to try and order a new one, I think, because I really want to be able to do that on my fairies. So I'm going to have to see what I can find on Amazon and do this again, because there's a bit of shine on one of these wings and a little bit here and there, but basically it's just gone matte. They do show up a little bit, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to actually finish this off until I get this done. I mean, I can get it delivered tomorrow, it's not going to take long to come, but I'm just going to, that's where it's going to go. I really like that. So that's my belly band almost finished. Just needs a little final touch of getting this embossing done. So yeah, I need to see about getting some new embossing powders, I think. So let's put that one aside until I can get that finished. Right, what else have we got? Can I do these two? I think to start with I might back them. Is this? No. I have got some papers that might work. It's not quite as wide, but it's really close. So I'll just put that there. That will work for this one anyway. I think this one's a bit narrower. It'll work for this one. And then for this one I need something a bit wider. What's this? Some quite thick paper. Yeah, it's got a fold there, and that's just about the right spot, so we'll have a bit of that. it too wide? It is a little bit wide. Doesn't have to be totally right to the edge. Because the colour, I'll just pull that down a bit so I can see the other edge where I need to tear. And around. Turn it around. That's better. Do it better on this side for some reason. Shall I just tear this edge as well? So let's just find a couple of things to embellish these with. So I think we like it'd be nice to have a big owl on one of them. This boy. Ooh, I need to just take this out of the between. There's a little bit between his legs, it's all bright white. Let's just cut that out. Okay, so he can go on there. I'll add something else, but that will be the main embellishment. What have we got here? A fairy. And we've got a toadstool there. Thinking there might be some. There are more toadstools. Oh. I haven't cut them all out yet. There's a better size. I don't know. She needs to be standing on something, doesn't she? Okay, she should be standing on there. He needs something behind him as well. I think I want a label for him. I wonder if anything. The difficulty is with some of these, a lot of them are vertical labels or pieces of decorative ephemera. select a word. What's this word say? Nope, that's not what I want. I'll do her. Can I have that word? Sorry, I'm muttering to myself. I'm so sorry. When I start digging around for bits of ephemera, I start to mutter to myself of what I'm looking for. It says beautiful day. That's quite nice. That might work there. Let's have a look. Okay. So the owl, I think I want to keep it simple. Just put that on there like that. I think I'm just going to tear this a bit, just a little bit more. Don't want it too straight. And let's tear off this corner a little bit. And that can go behind here. Let's okay, and I'll just glue that piece on. Trying to try not to overthink this. You know, we all say this, don't we? I'm not going to overthink it, and then you just don't like what it is, how it looks, until you've got it how you want it. Overthinking is just hard to avoid, or just thinking about it. It's not necessarily overthinking. It's when you agonise for half an hour over one small piece. That's probably overthinking. But you do want it to look. You want to look at it and say, yeah, I like how that looks. Not just, oh, yeah, that'll do, I suppose. Because otherwise you're not getting any pleasure out of it, are you? So if I put that kind of there, and then we've got this piece which says beautiful day. It's very small, because when you cut things on the Cricut it makes them smaller than they are in the first place. So some of them I have printed off again so that I can cut out slightly bigger versions, but I love the colours in stuff. I don't know if you can see, these little red flowers go really well with this background, so I like that. I think it looks like it belongs on there. And then I'm just going to perch that on there like that. I'm just wondering whether to bring in a piece of that paper that I was. I wonder if I can bring in a little piece of this down here. Sort of just as an extra embellishment. To bring in the kit, really. To bring the different pieces together. Let's tear that off. And this end. Once you've got one torn edge, they all have to be just a little scrap to kind of tie it all in together. Maybe up there. Yes. There we are. And just for a topper, I think I'm going to use a bit of fabric. About this piece. That bit. What else have I got? No. some little pieces that look like they've got bits of tree on them. I'll try one of those. These are all just, they were samples, I think a sample pack I bought a while ago. Curtain samples. In all shades of, I've got various shades of brown and green and cream. I thought I'd just have this piece on there. Like that. Yeah. I will use my, oh, not that one. Bit of fabric glue. No, I have to take the whole thing off, otherwise it doesn't come out, does it? I do forget that sometimes. Is that right? No, that is right. Take the whole thing off. That's right, not just the pin. Ah. Just going to put that there. And then we have a topper. Just want to go around it a bit in there with my walnut stain. And we'll just snip the corners. And that's a nice little tag. Oh, and I've just missed a bit of, no, I'll use this. Bit of his tail. Didn't get glued. Oh, where does the time go? I feel like I haven't really done much and I'm nearly running out of time. See if we can get this other one finished. And again, I think I'd like some book page, or maybe I'll use a piece of this. No, I'm going to take that a bit higher. Do that there. Yes, I think I will. I think I'll put that there. Bring her up a bit. Do that, I think. I might put a little mushroom in there somewhere if I can find a small one. I think there are some, I just don't think I cut them out yet. I think I need a little tiny something else. Little tiny something. They're really thin. Just between her and the bright, colourful paper, just to give her a little bit, yeah. Just to make her stand out a little bit more from that background. Okay. Let's glue these on now. I think I need a clean bit. Okay, let's put this on. I don't need that bit. All these at the moment. So I've stuck these pieces down. I'm just going to do the last, just going to pop her on here. I actually feel like I wanted to stand on one of these mushrooms, even though it's going to cover up the word shine. I just wanted that a little bit lower. But I have got a word here that I thought I might pop up here behind her there. Dream. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll put this on first. And then we'll just put a topper on, and I think that'll be it for today, which is a shame because I've got more things I want to do with those other pieces I pulled out. I might just carry on and do some more off camera. I think it's the only way to get these things done sometimes. It takes me so long to get things done on camera. Might just do a couple more. Right. And we'll put her right on here like that. She's so pretty. And I just need a topper, and I've got my another piece of my favourite William Morris fabric, which I think will go lovely there. So I'm going to pop that here. And just turn it round. Whoop. So that is it for today, I think. So we'll just have a look. I think I'll possibly work on a couple of these little tags off camera, because I think these can be stamped on, they can be painted on, not quite sure, but I'm going to use some stamps. I might put possibly a one of these mushrooms on here, put something, stamp all over it. I might even cover it first of all with some of that, my words fail me, the dressing pattern, the pattern paper, you know, the thin tissuey stuff. I might put that on first to give it the vintage look, and then do a bit of stamping and put this on, and something similar here as well. That's too big, but something like that is what I have in mind for these tags. So I'll do those off camera. So we have this tag, and I love that one. Really pleased how these turned out. These just a couple of bits of scrapbook paper that I cut up, never knowing what I would use them for. And that one. So although they started off exactly the same, very different now, and I'm really pleased with those. And then I love this. This is my belly band. Love it so much. With the bits of fabric and this gorgeous fairy who's going to have her wings a little bit more embossed, I hope, very shortly. And I'm going to do the same. I think I'm probably going to end up doing all the fairies, giving their wings a little shine. So that's my video for today, working in my to-do box, or basically my two to-do boxes. They never seem to get any less, but it's always handy to have something to work from, isn't it? So sort of a starting point, so I'm quite happy with those. I've got some other things I'd like to make, so we'll see what happens next week. So I'll see you soon. Bye for now.